Good evening, horror movie fans. Welcome to another episode of Tay and Jay's Horror Slays. We are so excited to talk about this one. Listen, this was phenomenal. We are here to discuss Saw X.
This movie was released September 29, 2023, directed by Kevin Greutert, 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, starring Tobin Bell, Shawnee Smith, Sinove McCody Lunn, Stephen Brand, and Renata Vaca.
It might be Renata, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So what I said after seeing it was that, for our first impression of this movie was that it reminds me of exactly what the first Saw was about. Suspense, the creepy factor, the unsure of who's what and who's who, and the pieces that come together at the end. Because I don't know what was going on from Saw 2 to whatever the hell the last one was. I mean, I guess we had that, it's Amanda thing that happened in the second one. And that was kind of cool, but the first Saw was, to me, more authentic. I mean, I know that sounds weird, it was the first one, but it's more authentic like this last one was, as opposed to all of what they were doing in the beginning. It almost reminded me of, you remember when, when we started watching Chucky, the series, and it was they finally got back to what Chucky is, which was supposed to be creepy and frightening and etc. That's what I feel like this was.
Exactly. I actually feel the exact same way, and I'm glad that you used that as an example, because that is exactly how I felt when we seen Chucky the series, the first season, because it was just yes, this goes back to the original Child's Plays, the first and second one. This goes right into it felt like I was right back as a 6, 7, 8-year-old watching these movies for the first time, and that is how I felt about this movie. I truly just felt the first Saw and Saw X both had that wow factor that you were, like you said, you were missing from all of the other movies 2 through 9. I mean, 8 and 9 are their own. I don't even count those. Those are their own entities. But 2 through 7 specifically, which is the first adaptation of it, where you make it to the end and you end up finding out that the doctor is still a part of it and all of this stuff. I thought that was cool, but to get there, it was not good. 2 was okay, but 3, 4, 5, you're just oh my gosh, what are y'all doing? And I get it. Y'all are trying to you're trying to baby step us to get us to the end of what, I guess, whatever y'all were thinking, but it wasn't good. And this movie, Saw X, it felt like y'all took y'all time. Y'all wrote a story that makes sense. You didn't even jump us directly into some crazy shit. You literally took your time to build the world around him. I mean, don't get me wrong, we already know the world he's in, but it's y'all did some very good storytelling before we even got to the point where he's going after these people, which was amazing to me.
Yeah, I think it was really good that they did that. I liked, even though I was it was almost in my head kind of what's going on here? But it makes a lot of sense to his story, with him having the whole fake surgery. That was crazy to me. You know what I mean? I thought it sounded too good to be true too, but I was I don't know. Somebody might mess up something and he's death to you. But nah, it was the whole damn squad. This part, my girl Voodoo Darby said, I was I don't know if the little boy's innocent at this point. I don't know. I don't trust nobody no more. And then I was trying to have some type of trust for the dude at the end, but then I was here you go, getting on my nerve.
Yeah.
Why would he, just why?
I knew, I had a feeling. Even from the beginning, when dude was sitting there and he was I got the scar and da-da-da-da-da. I didn't trust him then from the beginning. But also, the way that John Kramer was looking at it like it don't look like there's any bleeding on it. Like it's almost like he was like analyzing every aspect, and the face he made was like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
So it was just like, but he still wanted to believe because this was like his last hope. Like he said to them, you're killing people through their hope.
Mm-hmm.
Like these people are hoping and praying to possibly find a way to survive their terminal cancer, and you're just selling them a dream that is not real.
You know what? And that's what pissed me off the most. Because I had hope for Broham, who brought him these people information. I had hope. I was like, well, maybe, like, they did do surgery on him. But when my mans realized he didn't have nothing going on, I was like, you know what? I was upset. So, and I didn't even think about him until like the very end. And I was like, oh, I forgot about him. Like, because everybody to me was just, I was like, that's to you, everybody. But yeah, I will say in the beginning, I do like the storytelling of his life. And then also when the guy was about to steal that patient's stuff, and we had that like quick little fake out in the beginning. So I thought he really snatched him up. But I was like, when he's like, we say good choice or something like that.
He told him, he said you made a good choice.
Oh yeah. Man, when you was like, oh, not true that is, I'm like, you don't even, you're about to get your eyeballs ripped out, your fingers broke. Like,
literally, like he was watching him steal, and as he was watching him stealing, he was daydreaming of what he was going to do to him if he really did it. And I'm like, yo, John Kramer's real life crazy, dog.
No, for real. I be trying to be a good noodle out here. You know what I'm saying? That obviously because I believe in God, but because I'd be scared I'm going to run into somebody like him one day.
Just saying, man. You never know. Like, you really don't know. Like,
because for you to sit down and make something up like this, you already crazy to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he be sitting down drawing his next traps. This dude is nuts, dog. He's really out here searching for people to put them in these traps. Like, but nobody wants to believe it. But there are really crazy people out here who will just like snatch you up and do things like that. So like you gotta be prepared. Like you really gotta like watch your surroundings, and like I just, like you say, it's also because I believe in God. But I really do just be trying my best to be a good person, the best person that I can be, because of stuff like you said, like people out here doing stuff to people, even good people, even like people will do stuff to good people too. But I feel like if that is the case, like even if that were to happen, at least I know I did good, and I believe in God, so I'll be going to the right place. That's all I want. I just want to go to the right place.
Right. But yeah, that was just the craziest thing I ever seen. I was like, and not him literally thinking about what he's gonna do. I mean, he had it down packed and everything. Like, I was like, this man is Looney Tunes. Like, he need to be locked away in a place. Well, I don't know, because like I said, he need to be out here doing his thing, because he will get somebody found and he will get you. Okay, he gonna get you for real.
Without a question. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that's where I love the great writing into this, because his detective said, I found everybody you wanted me to find except for one person. You got to find him by yourself. And he made a plan so that dude would show up. Like, Parker showing up was all a part of their plan. Like, I was about to call her Samantha. Amanda putting her phone on that tray just out of reach so that they would have to do all of this stuff to get it, and she still allowed them to get it, allowed her to get her phone. They allowed them to do all of that. Like, all of that was a part of their plan. Like, that's wild, for real.
Yeah, it was, because he always has a purpose, but I was wondering what was the purpose of her phone being there. So then afterwards, like, when they showed it to us at the end, I was like, oh shit, okay, like that was deep for real. And I just think it's more funny because she Amanda, she was, dang, that scared me. She was smart with everything. She was constantly like, as soon as somebody would do something, she would shock them and all that. And I was like, man. And you know what? Let me just say this. I don't know if I did say that, but I promise you, everybody got on my nerve. It's like they waited. They have 3 minutes to get out of a trap. They wait a minute and about 30 minutes going, please, no. If you don't, especially after the first girl, when she got her head chopped off like that, the guy who sat in that chair should have been like, oh, screw that. And should have just
did what he had to do. What I gotta do, swear. Because that's the thing. Like, he used enough of his brain matter. He used enough of it. But he just did it far too late. It's like, bro, like, and that's the same thing with even the chick the first chick. Is like, if she would have grabbed the giggly saws and just sawed her leg off immediately, she would have had enough time to do it. But no, she picked up the saw, dropped it, cried a little bit. Shorty had the shorty that we all wanted to die was like, come on, you have to do it, and finally talked her into doing it. And it's just like, bro, like, you real life should have like did it as soon as you touched it and you seen that the clock started moving. It should have been on and popping right then and there.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I'm like, why are y'all all waiting? Especially dude that had to cut into his brain. I'm like, what are you taking so long for? I mean, the other girl, the third girl, if I'm not mistaken, but the one that was on drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
She took a little bit long too. Well, she took way too damn long for me. I'd have been on whatever it was. She gonna play when she played the recording and gonna throw it and gonna say no.
Like, you haven't already learned.
Two people are dead. Listen. I'm pretty sure she was sober by that point. So you mean to tell me you was gonna waste this much time getting yourself out of here? And then when she had did her ankle first, like she was saying, and then she turned around and just like laid there where her body just kind of floated away. I'm like, girl, why are you not working on your hand now? You have 3 minutes. Y'all spend 1 minute and 34 seconds going, no, please, I don't want to listen to the recording. Every time somebody said that, they got shocked. I was just like, I'm mad confused.
Yeah. And I feel like, honestly, I feel like that she did that. Like, she wanted a break. Like, she swung over. Because that's what it was. Like, I feel like after she did that to her foot, it swung her out of the way. So in her head, now I'm safe. I'm good now. And I'm like, have you not been watching? Like, you're not safe until it's over.
Literally.
You swung out the way, and guess what? That thing that was shining its ray of light on you moved right over with you. Like, you could have, like you said, you could have just hurried up and started bashing on your hand before it even moved over, and you would have been good to go.
By the time she dropped, she was so exhausted she couldn't get off the floor. And then died.
Yeah.
From getting her neck stepped on.
Which is wild for her. I'm like, yo, Shorty is real life. Like, like real life. I wanted her to die, dog, in the worst way. Like, yes. I'm so mad that, you ain't get to see her death for real. Because I feel like she deserved it. Yeah,
because she was willing to kill the little boy. I'm like, damn.
That's what I'm saying. Because even your boy, well, not your boy, but Parker, the dude, like, even he was like, when she said that about the little boy, he looked at her like, you sure about this? Like, he was like, I'm gonna go along with what you saying, but you going a little overboard now.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna have some type of redeeming quality in that moment. I was like, this motherfucker. Like,
not at all. He definitely didn't.
But you know what? That's another thing too. I like I said, I like how the story played out, and I do like how the traps were in this one. Cause see, some of them traps, they in some of those seasons of I was like, what? That don't even make no damn sense. Or that's like, you're gonna die from something if you don't die from actually trying to get out of it. So I like that it was very elaborate, and then that when they had both disconnected themselves, her Amanda and Jigsaw, I was like, oh, so y'all got your own little contraptions. Okay, y'all bougie. I like that.
Oh, facts. And I thought the same thing. Because I said that, I was like, oh, so they could have gotten themselves free at any point, but nobody thought to check their neck harnesses and see if there's any way to get free from it. Granted,
She probably would have electrocuted them.
I was about to say, granted, they probably wouldn't have allowed them to do it, but it's like, still, you should have tried at least, you know?
You know, but that's the thing, too. I don't know if, because, you know, he's very elaborate. So I don't know if they probably tried to hit a switch, probably would have did something worse to themselves, because the Jigsaw be on some other stuff, man.
100%.
But I really couldn't, like, you know, that very ending scene. Well, not the last scene, clearly, but you know, when he was on the rotating lever thing with the little boy, I was just like, man, like, little bird really tried to sacrifice his life for him. I was like, oh. So when he sent him home with all the bread, I was like, period, bro, like, period.
Yeah, facts. Especially because, I mean, John Kramer, like, his disciples, either they have their own money or they don't need it for real. Like, and John Kramer, we know for a fact he don't need it because it's like he about to be dead soon. So It's like, you know, why not give it to the little boy? Especially because this little boy just tried to sacrifice his life for my... Bro, I'm about to die anyway. You're going to save my life just for me to die a week later. Like...
Yeah, that was outlandish.
And I told you not to touch it. I told you, do not touch the lever, whatever you do. And the little boy's like, I'm going to do it anyway. Like, what are you doing?
Bro said, listen, I love you for real.
Yeah, but that shows that he's a good person. And that's even more reason why he deserves the money. Because, you know, like, for you to want to sacrifice yourself, like, that takes a lot of heart. You know, a lot of heart that a lot of people don't have.
No, seriously.
You know,
I respected that a lot, but it was like, because she was like, it can't be over. It can't be over. And I was like, you might be right, but they might really try to kill your boy off. And I was a little sad about it. I was a lot of sad. And then when they went to the room, she grabbed the money bag and it just said, like, the lever went off and the ending music came on. I said, oh, it's over for y'all. Like, but I was happy. I mean, I'm low-key mad that she still killed him because I wanted him to kill her, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Right. And honestly, I feel like they had set it up a certain way. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when Shorty was... I thought something was weird once Jigsaw... Like, once I seen that there was 2 spaces on her trap, and even Parker even said it. Why did I say it like that? Even Parker said it. He's like, why was there 2 spaces? Like, if you were going to be on one side, who was supposed to take who was supposed to be on the other side with you?
Yeah, you see the way she just looked and was like, you can grab money.
Right? She was like, in her head, she's like, I won. I don't care about all of that, all of those technicalities. It's whatever. And it's like, you should have. Yeah. Like, you really should have.
And again, him filling up his gun with the little empty bullets or whatever, I just felt like, bravo. Because the way like I said, the way he stared him in the face with the death stare when he pointed the gun at him, like, okay, bet, shoot me then. Like, motherfucker, empty the clip. He was like, you can't even harm me. So it was just crazy. Like, and I'm like, but I'm thinking to myself, now it makes sense though. Because I remember I was saying, well, how the hell did you know the gun was empty? He already did what he was doing. He put whatever the hell in it. So,
no, he took out the gunpowder. So yeah. With no gunpowder, it can't.
Yeah, so I'm like, bro. I'm like, and then when she grabbed the bag, I'm like, I mean, you see how much money was in there. You didn't want to touch it a little bit. You said snatch. Like, I was like, well, she sealed her own death. Her greed sealed her fate.
Literally. And honestly, that's also my thing too, because I was just like you said, even if you like didn't think about, hey, he thinks that I'm with them because, I was also a cancer survivor. Even if he really believed that, why would you think you came in here with a gun? He told you the rules. There's no guns. This, that, and the third. Why would you think he would put it in a closet with no lock on it? I'm just gonna allow you to go in there and get this gun and stop what I'm doing here.
Yeah, you know what? Because that makes a lot of sense, because it's Jigsaw. Like, and that's like the fact that she was all like, "Oh, I won and I beat you," and I'm just like, and then what Amanda was like, "She's gonna kill you too," and then John was like, "You just don't know it." And I'm like, "Whoa, chap," because she did. First of all, I don't know why you trust anybody that would be that willing to kill a child. I mean, she, without hesitation, went outside and brought him in there.
Literally, and then locked him up. Literally. You looked at her like she was crazy when she did it. So if you see she's so willing to do that, you think you're safe?
Talk about, I'll die for you. Well, you did.
You did.
You definitely did die for her ass. Cause Shorty, she bashed his head up on that table and stabbed him and took it up his chest cavity. I was like, oh, she is. Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. Because she was like, I can't just stab you, because then you might get back up and still try to fight me and stuff. Nah, I got to make sure you ain't getting back up. And that's what she did.
I was like, at this point, like, whenever the cops get up in that motherfucker, she ought to explain all that shit.
Good luck.
Where be like, hey, take the recordings and rewind it. You ready to do something?
All right. I ain't gonna lie to you. The only part that I'll say, and this is me nitpicking, obviously. This is me nitpicking. The only part I didn't like was, it's at the end, she got her head through the hole, right? She's calling his name and he's just looking at her. I feel like that was the perfect opportunity for him to say, game over.
Game over, yeah.
And walk out. Like, yo, how did y'all miss that opportunity?
I'm going to give you that nitpick. Because, I mean, I was waiting.
I think we all was. Especially because you're in a warehouse. So it'd have been perfect opportunity to even have the light shining on him. And he'd be like, game over. And slam the door closed. Like, bro. Yeah. And that would have been the remembrance of the first one.
I'm telling you.
Like, come on. Y'all just missed it.
They at least brought us back to the first one. By putting him in that warehouse when he had grabbed his the dude that was at the cancer center.
True.
They gave us that. I mean, the detective dude, I mean, I don't care. Like,
I didn't like him anyway, because he was, I mean, he was killing people.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean,
I'm sorry.
They all killing people, but he wasn't giving them an opportunity to get free.
Yeah, he was definitely doing a lot. And I was just kind of like, I didn't like that strong face ass bitch. Like, that oversized, wide back ass bitch. I don't like him. Like, and that's not a dig to people that are fat. Okay? I just don't like him with his strong ass back and his big ass man face. I know he's a man, but it's like, ooh, when you hear man face, you just picture a strong ass motherfucking face. And that's what I think about when I see him. He just irritates me every time he gets on the screen. I don't know. I just don't think I like his character. Maybe his character is made to not be like, I just don't like him.
Facts. Because I didn't like, when Amanda showed up, I was like, oh, it's Amanda. When he showed up, I was like, whatever.
Who is this bitch?
And I knew it was going to be him because that's the only detective he knew. But still, I don't like him.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably might be my second nitpick. Actually, it might be no. I'm sorry. The game over got to be first.
Yeah.
But the second one is definitely him showing his bald head man face. Don't nobody care about you.
Facts. So, what would you rank it? What?
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily a scary movie, quote unquote, but on like how terrifying having to perform those acts would be for me, that's definitely like a 10. The movie is, you know what? It's getting a damn 9.9 because you should have put the game over in there. Okay, you're getting a 9.9 for that.
Okay. I will say the same for the traps.
Yeah.
Definitely a 10. Definitely a 10. I wouldn't want to do none of it. Like, none of the stuff. Even the one that he was daydreaming, I wouldn't want to do that either.
Facts.
The one that he was daydreaming would probably be the one I would be able to survive the most, mostly because my hands is double jointed. So he would have to bend my finger pretty far back to actually break it. But that's besides the point. So but I wouldn't want, like I said, I wouldn't want none of the actions traps to be me. One. So yeah, so that's a 10. And the movie itself,
here you go being extra.
I'll give it an 8.5. And the reason you're missing the 1.5 is because of the not getting that game over in there. Perfect opportunity. I'm sorry. It was the perfect opportunity. She's looking you dead in the face. You already have him staring her down. Why not? Bruh, I'm just like... And it kind of reminds me of the first one, because in the first one he was covered in blood because he was the fake gunshot victim, and now he has blood on him from the trap. He was just perfect.
Oh man,
like
yeah, you might go down to a 9.0 for that.
I'm just saying,
just for that added nugget.
Facts. I'm just saying.
He didn't say it. Amanda didn't say it. I don't even care. The little boy don't know him, but he didn't say it either.
It's facts. Like, I would have been cool if Amanda, especially because Amanda's going to be the one taking over for him. I would have been okay with that. But no, we didn't get it from either one of them. And I feel like that's minus 1.5. I feel like that's worth that. Yeah. So you get an 8.5. It was still an amazing movie. Y'all did it justice. That's all I can say. Y'all did it justice.
You know what? I'll say that for nostalgic purposes, that's definitely a 10. Oh, I lied. It's a 9.5 because y'all still missed the game over part. But yes, like for nostalgia purposes, this is definitely a 9.5 because it, like I said, it went back to what Saw is supposed to be. Unnerving, crazy, chaotic, stupid people.
Always stupid people.
And that great ending where you get everything at once. We're like, oh my gosh, that's why that happened. That's why that happened. That's why that happened.
Stuff like, falls into place.
Like, I'm pretty good at stuff like that, but like, I know like people like that I'll like watch on YouTube are better at it than I am. I know you're better at it than I am. So there's some things I was like, wait, what? Like, what you mean? But I don't know. It was really good to me though. Like, that's something I would definitely watch. Definitely get on Bluetooth. I mean, I said Bluetooth.
Well, we pretty much got the rest of the series, so we might
say DVD, but y'all know what I was trying to say. Mind y'all business.
Yeah, I mean, we got the rest of the collection except for 8 and 9 because, first of all, I don't like the movie Jigsaw, and I definitely don't like the one Spiral. But I mean, maybe I'll still get it just to complete the collection.
You know, you're gonna get it to complete the collection. But the thing is about that too is sometimes I'm liking. Trying to talk too much at one time. I'm liking the fact that even though movies have some really shitty ass sagas, that they like you said, they take their time and they're finally hammering home like this is what we was looking for. Like, yes. Like, I'm surprised.
When did it start? 2021? When they started doing that with these movies? Getting them back to...
Oh yeah, 2021 was a year, man. No, I thought that was 2022.
I mean, it might
maybe it was. Shit, I don't know. Probably was 2021.
You know, regardless, these years been flying by.
I promise. November came and saw him right there in the job. I promise. But yeah, either way you look at it, one of those damn years is when they finally was like, let's
take our time.
It probably was 2021 because I think that's when Chucky came out.
Okay, yeah.
The series, I mean. So, but yeah, it's like finally, this is what we're looking for. It's like just because you have a great concept, and even sometimes I do that. I have a great ending to a book, man, but you have to make sure the details in between match up. Like they were turning Saw into like Terrifier, where it was like really not good backstories. You're just looking for that high that you had at the end of that, where you're like everything is tying together.
In the gore.
Yeah, and then so it was like a gore fest, and it was just like, well, I mean, we kind of don't really care. You know, I know when people saw this, they probably was like, oh, hell yes. Like, finally. Because that's what the hell I said.
Exactly. And I feel the same way. It's just like, when you get real horror movie fans, we need more than just the gore. We need more than just a good ending. We need all the pieces to fit together. Like it just
like a goddamn puzzle. I don't know what y'all be having these puzzles and be having missing pieces.
literally missing pieces from the puzzle, and it's just like, and that's where we be like, it would have been like we have some movies where we were like, okay, this movie was okay, but it would have been better if they would have did this or did that. And don't get me wrong, like everybody has their own opinion on situations. Like I've been on Twitter specifically, and I've seen like someone be like, man, this would have been better if they did that. And I was like, I didn't even think of that. I was like, I would, when I said it would have been better with this, but yours is good too. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there are multiple pieces of the puzzle. Like you have multiple pieces that could have fit in that hole, and you just decided not to put any piece in that hole. You know, literally. So it gets annoying,
and it's not clever like how Get Out was. You know, like missing pieces that in that movie, and him and Jordan Peele leaving it up to your thoughts about it. Even with us too, but I just feel like Get Out was obviously the better one. But yeah. I'm saying like he does that in all his movies, and that's how it should be. If you're gonna leave out pieces, make me feel like, okay, well I thought about this and maybe that. But when you just leave it out completely and you leave it,
you don't even leave it to the imagination. You're more so just
you're shoving stuff in there.
Yeah, you're making like, instead of us being like, oh, I think it's this, you're making us be like, what the hell happened? You know, like at least give us, and like you said, like Jordan Peele, at least he'll give you half of the piece puzzle where you're like, okay, I think I know what happened, but it might not even be what he thought. You know, it's just making you think, use your own imagination of what it could be.
Exactly. So good job on y'all. Make sure y'all do that for the next movie if y'all decide to make another one. Because if y'all ruin the next one, I'm going to swing on somebody. Just so we clear. I mean, we don't condone violence, but I said what I said. But with that being said, we are going to get off of here, enjoy our time together. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Have an amazing night. And you already know what time it is. Horror fans unite!
Deuces.